Did you know that before the premiere of Power Rangers Zeo, there was a series of teaser trailer TV spots with a coherent plot? Well, I watched it so you don't have to. Actually, I just said that because it sounded like YouTuber-y. You can totally go watch it. It's only like 20 minutes long. The main plot of this series of teaser trailers is the foreshadowing of the arrival of the Machine Empire. Bum, bum, bum. It didn't have any of the main Power Rangers actors in it, but it did have Bulk, Skull, Lieutenant Stone, and Ernie. They were initially aired after reruns of Mighty Morphin Season 3 and Alien Rangers leading up to the premiere of Zeo, but then were released as a whole special feature chunk on a DVD box set. However, now you can find just about anything on YouTube. I still want the DVD box set though, because I want to know what those other special features are. Interestingly, this serial is not canon, in the same exact way that the 1995 movie is not canon, because their plots are redone in the first few episodes of the season they preceded in a slightly different way. That officially means they have to exist in an alternate dimension. We get to see Rita Repulsa and Queen Machina show some affection to their respective tyrant husbands in this serial. Rita Repulsa refers to Lord Zed as my hunka evil overlord, which was... And Queen Machina refers to King Mondo as my royal rapscallion. They're just so posh. As the Machine Empire's scout ships appear in Earth's atmosphere, Earth scientists panic, scrambling to figure out if it's a full-scale alien invasion. Meanwhile, on the moon, Rita and Zed were rejoicing at finally defeating the Power Rangers, only to have that joy snatched away by realizing the Machine Empire's encroaching on their territory. The only other member of Rita and Zed's menagerie that we get to see is Finster, which I actually really enjoyed, because I feel like Finster is so slept on in Mighty Morphin Season 3, which is probably just due to the fact that they can only reuse that shot of him looking at all the little clay dudes so many times before it's clear, even to a 5-year-old, that they're reusing the footage. He did have some slam-bang one-liners, though. He said to Rita, "Do you want to cancel the cable, or should I?" And then later to Zed, he said, "We should leave immediately, if not sooner." I got my notes out for this part because it's important that I get the facts straight when I discuss the human being's reaction to aliens. I have an interesting quote here from Dr. Kender when discussing that there was an anomaly in the Earth's atmosphere. She said, "My guess would be meteor activity. It's the only reasonable explanation. Not that there have been weekly alien attacks in California over the last 3 years, and you are full stop aware of the fact there are alien technologies you do not currently comprehend." And on that note, Bulk and Skull's reaction to the aliens. They reacted the way a person would if aliens had to that point only been an unconfirmed conspiracy theory. But if we look at the history of Angel Grove, if the timeline has corrected properly at the end of Alien Rangers to the beginning of Zeo Rangers, that means the Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers team were on television in Angel Grove, receiving accolades and awards a decade in the past, with their whole alien head out saying, "We're aliens." Not to mention the whole last 3 years thing that I just said. Then the governor comes on TV, and I was like, please, man, you're a government official. I mean, not that that really means anything in America these days, but the governor, thankfully, said, NASA have confirmed the existence of an armada of hostile alien ships heading towards the Earth. Now, this is a details man, okay? Ernie, Bulk, and Skull are over there like, aliens, what are we going to do? And I'm like, how is this different from last Tuesday? Whereas the governor is using important information like an armada of hostile ships. He has explained to us why we should be concerned. Thank you, Governor of California. I'm so glad this is not canon, because honestly, the biggest plot hole for me was that Bulk and Skull were like, we're gonna go out and catch an alien and turn it in for, I don't know, being experimented on or something. Whereas in Zeo, Sestro lands on Earth, comes up to them, says, "I'm an alien, can you take me to a scientist?" And their literal reaction is just, we should take this guy to Billy. The newscaster, whose name was Wolfgang Blizzard, which is giving me mad Chuck Spadina vibes. You know when Keanu Reeves tried to pick a different stage name and the best he could come up with was Chuck Spadina? I feel like Wolfgang's in that same zone. He was like, my reporter name shall be Wolfgang Blizzard, and no one was around to say, you can't do that, so he lives on as a fucking legend.
This is Wolfgang Blizzard.
Anyway, Wolfgang Blizzard says, and granted, this isn't canon, so I don't have to rationalize it, is that he had received reports the Power Rangers had returned to their distant planet. Now, the Alien Rangers did return to their distant planet, but with the timeline correction, they did that 10 years ago, whereas the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers disappeared in the timeline about 2 weeks ago when Zed turned them into children. So, am I to believe, based off of this, that the citizens of Angel Grove think the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers are aliens who have come to Earth to protect them from Rita?
Doctor, what is in that briefcase?
I would like to talk about this because we were given no prior signifiers that there was anything important about the briefcase. And it turns out it has top secret documents in it. But I, as an audience member, thought it was just his briefcase. So when she stares at him and very awkwardly is like, what's in that briefcase? I was like, do you do this in the coffee shop? Just like, did you get a mocha? Dr. Kender is an odd bird. However, her actress should get an award for how amazing she is every time she takes her glasses off. Closing thoughts. As with most serials or made-for-TV specials, watching it all smushed together was kind of annoying, because when you see one a week, you have to rehash those key points. But all in a row like that, the narrator was really starting to grate me down a little bit. I did love seeing Zed and Rita being so domestic, and Paul Schreier and Jason Narvi are they're just icons. They're legends. They're amazing. They're too good. They're too good at this point. I love them. I love this shirt. I was just gonna throw it away, but I actually really like it. Even with my little it's a boy's shirt and I needed it to fit my arms cuts. Those are stylistic. Called Emperor Mondo. King Mondo. As the Machine Empires, oh my god. As the Machine Empire